I arrived in Obendili after nearly 20 years. My parents were both gone, buried in that same red soil they were born on, and I came back only because I had inherited our family's land. The village hadn't changed much. Mud houses, rusted zinc roofs, old women cooking with firewood. The air smelled of roasted maize and dust. Everyone stared at me like I was a stranger, which I suppose I was. The only person who welcomed me was Elder Kalu, the oldest man in the village, nearly blind, always seated beneath the ogbu tree by the village square. "You are Nkechi's son," he croaked. "You have your father's stubbornness. That is dangerous here." I laughed. "You didn't?" The family land I inherited had a small shrine built into the far corner. It was old, moss-covered, its clay walls cracking with time. Inside it were two wooden figures, one male, one female, wrapped in faded red cloth. I wanted it gone. I told the villagers I was demolishing it to build a poultry shed. Some gasped. Others muttered and walked away. Only Elder Kalu came to me directly. "Do not touch that shrine," he warned. "It is protected. What sleeps there does not like to be disturbed." I told him I didn't believe in juju or ancestral spirits. I told him we're in a new age. He shook his head. "Then may the earth teach you what you refuse to learn." 2 days later, I hired 3 boys to help me tear it down. One of them, Chuka, swung a sledgehammer against the wooden figures. The moment it struck, a strong wind blew through the compound, sharp, dry, and bitter. We all froze. "Oga," Chuka said, "make we continue?" I hesitated. But my pride answered for me. "Yes, burn it." That night, I watched the shrine go up in flames. The wooden figures curled into ash. I thought it was over. I was wrong. That night, I heard whispers outside my window. No words. Just murmurs, wet and slithering. I looked out. No one. Then the dreams began. Each night I'd see the shrine rebuilt, standing tall in the darkness. 2 shadowy figures would stand inside it and one would always point at me. By the 4th night I stopped sleeping. Then Chuka came to my door, screaming. His skin had broken out in blisters. He said he hadn't slept. Something was pulling his feet in the night. "They want me, Oga." That shrine. That place no normal. By morning Chuka was gone. Vanished. His clothes were found by the old tree near the shrine's ruins. Nothing else. I went back to Elder Kalu shaking. "I believe you now," I said. "Please help me." He spat on the ground and refused to look at me. "It is not me you should have believed. It is the gods." He told me I had awakened a guardian spirit, one meant to protect the land. By burning its shrine, I invited its wrath. "It will not kill you at once," he said. "It will take pieces of you, your mind, your body, your soul, until you are no longer yours." He said the only way to appease it was through sacrifice. I asked, "What kind of sacrifice?" He said, "Blood. Not yours. Another's." I refused to kill anyone. I'm not a murderer. But the curse didn't care. I began waking up with mud in my mouth. Sometimes blood under my fingernails. Once I woke to find a dead goat in my room, its eyes gouged out, a red cloth tied around its neck, just like the ones from the shrine. People in the village began to avoid me. I'd walk past and mothers would pull their children away. One night I looked in the mirror, and for a second, my reflection blinked when I didn't. I tried to rebuild the shrine. I bought clay wood cloth. I mimicked the structure from old photos. But it didn't work. The next day the rebuilt shrine had collapsed, as if crushed by unseen hands. I begged Elder Kalu again. He finally agreed to take me to the forest, to the place where the spirit once came from. We walked for hours into thick bush, where the air turned cold and birds no longer sang. There, under a twisted irako tree, was a hole in the earth, wide and black. "Speak into it," he said. "Beg." I knelt, weeping, and apologized. I offered anything to make it stop. The ground trembled. I thought it was over. But as I turned to leave, Elder Kalu whispered, "It has accepted. But it has chosen its price." I returned to the village that night. My mind felt lighter. The whispers stopped. I slept. The next morning I woke up with blood on my hands. Not a dream. Not a vision. My younger cousin, who had come to stay with me the week before, was dead. His body lay at the edge of the compound, arms bent backward, eyes wide open. A red cloth wrapped around his neck. I screamed. I ran. I begged the villagers for help. They dragged me away. I'm no longer allowed in Obendili. I was exiled. But the curse didn't stay behind. Everywhere I go, I see red cloths tied to trees, to cars, to door handles. Every mirror I pass, I look quickly. Sometimes my reflection doesn't leave when I do. They say you can't escape what's tied to your blood. I disobeyed the elder. I thought wisdom was weakness. Now I carry the curse with me. And if you're listening to this, you've let it hear you too.